cars are coming. Let's do a lockout turn. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Marauders, welcome back to the channel. Turn my cardo unit down. Don't need the distraction.
Marauders, in this video, I'm going to make the case that I built the Multistrada V4 Rally into a better sport touring motorcycle than the Ducati Multistrada V4S Grand Tour. And the reason why I think it's the number one reason is because that bike has roughly a 5-gallon fuel tank and my motorcycle has an 8-gallon fuel tank, plus all the other options that bike has except for a keyless fuel cap. And I believe also this motorcycle, my motorcycle, is better than the BMW S1000 XR because that motorcycle does not have an 8-gallon fuel tank and it does not have adaptive cruise control and blind spot alert. So this motorcycle that I've built, and wasn't my initial intention to do this, is a phenomenal sport tourer as well as basically a touring bike in general, but also an adventure bike. So please listen carefully as I make the case for that in this video, and just enjoy the fall ride in Western New York. It's a spectacular ride. I hope you enjoy it visually. Hope you enjoy it, Marauders. Thank you for tuning in. Please consider liking, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this video with a friend. I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Marauders, welcome back to the channel. So I made up this route near my, well, north of my house, and just it's a route with some turns, just a leisurely route with some turns, you know, that I can hit. I think it's probably maybe a half an hour for me to do the whole route. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this bike, Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally, and I really set it up to be an outstanding cruiser. I shouldn't say cruiser. I've set it up to be a really good sport touring bike. And some of you might know, if you're watching this, Ducati came out with a sport touring bike that has a little bit more horsepower than this. This is about 170. I think the touring bike has 180 horsepower. It has a 17-inch front wheel on it, where this has a 19, and it has a smaller fuel tank on the bike, and which a lot of people have criticized. Well, Ian with Big Rock Moto, if you watch him, criticized, why didn't you put the bigger tank on the touring bike to give you longer range, because these Ducati engines tend to be a little thirsty. And they said they did it to keep the weight down on the bike and really wanted to keep it light because, I don't know, Ducati, maybe they were worried about weight, probably worried about cost, didn't want to dig in to the rally model that they have, the one that I'm on, and so they went with the lighter, smaller fuel tank, thus carrying less fuel, probably about 5, I think it's about 5 gallons, where this one carries 8. And the bike has the aerodynamic panniers, more of the road panniers, where mine are more of the adventure solid aluminum panniers. So the panniers are a little smaller, more aerodynamic than what's on this bike. This has just enough turns. So a little more horsepower. It has tire pressure monitors. It has the same windscreen that this bike has. It has a smaller front tire, so it's probably a little quicker, a little more flickable than this bike. This bike is actually pretty good for what it is. What else does it have? I think that's about it. I think it might come with driving lights. I've added driving lights to this bike, which I'll show you. I'll give you some pictures of it. I do have the engine guard. I do have a center pannier. I don't know if you can see it. I do that. You can see the center pannier finally came in. And this bike has heated grips. That bike has it. This bike has a heated seat. That bike has a heated seat. Again, adaptive cruise control, blind spot alert, all the safety features. I'm not going to get into that. And how it turns out is, somewhat unknowingly, I set this up as a fantastic sport touring bike. Frankly, gotta focus a little bit. Frankly, I think it's probably one of the best sport touring motorcycles on the market. I really do. It's a ton of power. It has a ton of power. It is very maneuverable. Guys, come on, a Ducati engine, 170 horsepower. It's got adaptive cruise control, blind spot awareness, everything I just mentioned, including the tire monitoring on it. I don't know, the one that I think is a premier sport tourer that just came out is the BMW 1000 XR. I don't think they released a video on it. I don't think it's actually out to the dealers yet in US. That's probably a great bike. Not sure. I think that might be about 180 horsepower. I don't think it's 200. But this bike is I think, not only is it a great road bike, not only is it potentially for the right person, not for me, a great adventure bike on-road and off-road. I don't know if I'll ever see it off-road. I just think it's too dang nice to do that with it. But it's a spectacular touring motorcycle. What Ducati did on the Rally, they lengthened the chassis, and I believe the new Ducati touring model does have the longer chassis for taking someone on the back. Fun to focus on that turn. I believe the bike does have the longer chassis, a little longer extended back to give the passenger more room. I believe the touring bike has that too. I think it's essentially this chassis, although I think the back of the frame is might be titanium or aluminum. It's probably a little lighter, probably a lot lighter than this bike. Some nice turns. I wonder if I should put the camera out for these turns. Wow, these are really nice. Believe it, this road is 55 miles an hour, and I'm hovering around 55 miles an hour, so I'm not doing anything crazy. Oh, and there's some mud. Except running over some mud, which I didn't want. Wow. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful late fall day. Thanksgiving is next week. And wow. Well, you know, I'm going to say it. I'm higher than a kite. This is pretty nice. Wow, this is really nice. I don't know if this is my last ride of the fall. We'll see what the weather's like. Western New York, Buffalo, New York. We'll see how our weather holds out. So far, we've had a beautiful fall. Wow. Doesn't get better than this. So, a little off track. I wanted to talk to you about this bike as a sport touring bike. I think it's a 10. I know I've seen some other sport touring bikes, the Yamaha. I want to say, I'm not even going to attempt the name of it. They have a nice sport touring bike that's been out for years. I know the BMW, Ducati's new one. Ducati's new one has the same windscreen as this. I wish this bike had a little bigger windscreen on it, especially for running the highway. I really think that would be nice. Let's rock this turn out. Let's do a little dance here. This thing, these Ducati engines pull, and pull, man. They are just amazing. Just amazing. I don't, guys, you know, I rarely get this above 5,000 RPM. Really above 6. This will rev up to 10.5. Actually, I think the red line's 10.5. It may cut up to 11.5 before the rev limiter kicks in. It is just spectacular. Just spectacular. My Enduro package finally came in. That might be a separate video. One of the things in the Enduro package was larger hand guards, and I'm in summer gloves. The heated grips are on 2. They go up to 3. So I'm in summer gloves, and the increased hand guards really keep the wind off my hands. Don't want to hit a postal worker. Let's rev this up. There we go. More mud on the turn. Don't want to hit that hard. So she loves the higher RPMs, doesn't she? She really dances on the higher RPMs, guys. Sometimes I do this route backwards. Mud in the street is from farmers' tractors or fall harvest, and they might be doing some tillage work. Now the deer, I say this, watch a deer run out in front of me, less likely to come out when the sun's up, especially when it's this bright. They really move around at dusk when I think it's the worst. That's when I see them around my house. Early morning and dusk is when I see them moving. There's some hunters in the corner of this property. I'll try to scoop out quietly. It's not, their shot must be bow hunters. Shotgun season hasn't started yet. That's usually Thanksgiving week. Beautiful or what, guys? Is this spectacular? Camera's still running. Both cameras are still running. I really focus on staying in my lane. And what's nice is this bike is quiet. It's a happy dog. And I've been using more of the quick shifter and the downshifting. At first I did not like that. At first I did not like the quick shifter downshifting, and I've gotten really used to it where now I do like it. This road's a little damp. Don't want to take this too fast. Oh, this bike. Am I rambling? Probably. Not a good stop, huh? That was terrible. Wow, oh, look at these clouds. Holy mackerel. Look at those clouds. Wow. What a ride. I might have to do this loop again. That is spectacular. This is what I do. This is my wife had a list for me this morning. I clicked off the list, getting ready for Thanksgiving. A lot of it was stuff I was procrastinating on. I needed to get to, which isn't good. Got that knocked off. I'm struggling with a cold, a bad cold. Actually, it seemed to break today, and I think it was for riding in the cold this week, but it seemed to break today. So I'm feeling better, and tomorrow I'm going back to my workout routine. The weight is coming off, guys, and I'm getting strong. Using the quick shifter on the turns, or downshifting. This has some real tight turns on it. So I tend to miss with a quick shifter first to second. I don't come up hard enough on it and I end up in neutral, which really gets me upset. It's like being limp-wristed as a pistol shooter. Oh, this is just an awesome ride. Sometimes I do this in reverse. Wow, what a spectacular ride. It's a really tight one here. See these trees? Are these trees beautiful? So this is 55 here. I don't usually run 55 with these houses this close. And I keep the RPMs down, but this is just spectacular, isn't it? Just spectacular. More mud in the road. Sometimes I turn off there, salt road. Marauders, that's my little loop that I do. Frankly, I love it. That's what I do to kill some time. We'll follow up. We'll talk a little more about this being a great sport touring bike. We'll discuss that in the future. Look at this next to this creek. I think that's Tonawanda Creek. Let's turn this around here. No cars are coming. Oh, there's a car. Can we do a lockout turn, Marauders? I don't know. No cars are coming. Let's do a lockout turn. Hey, baby. Hey, baby, I'll take that. Missed that shift again. Okay, Marauders, that's it. Do a great lockout turn and then I miss a shift. That's me. I am far from cool, boys. The bike has, I think, 1,400 miles on it. So I think in 2.5 months, I did pretty good for end of the season riding. Let me see if I can tell you exactly what it has. It has 1,429 miles as of this ride. Turn the flashers on. We'll pull over. Shut these cameras down. Marauders, thanks for coming back to the channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly did. I hope you enjoyed it. Please take care of yourselves. And, you know, should I take you through these next couple turns? Let's take you through. Maybe I'm not going to end the video here. Let's do a couple more turns. I'm going to end it here, Marauders. Hope to see you on the trail. Please take care of yourselves. And thank you for tuning into the channel.